Louie Bellina Show. Sadly, at least in my heart. Final hour on a Thursday. Others are celebrating, popping champagne. The bum's almost out of here. My apologies. The Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. Thursday's final hour, Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author. He writes, he talks. He's like multi-talented. Joins us on the D4 Land Services hotline. Rusty, what's up in your world, dude?
Hey, man, I never want your show to end because then it goes into the Paul Feinbaum talk show that is just an endless array. I don't understand how people can listen to that for extended lengths of time because it's just so many silly callers that just, I mean, and I guess it's so many of them the same routine, like they know each other and they're keeping score of all these things. I'm amazed that some people find that really entertaining. I just don't get it.
It's one of the most popular in the entire country.
I just don't get it, but hey, that's all right. Whatever works for people.
Different strokes for different folks, man. We live in that kind of universe. Dude, okay, I think this is a fun question. I saw from Athlon Sports active MLB players who will have their number retired. And they said for the Astros that it was Justin Verlander, Jose Altuve. They also said for the Detroit Tigers that it was going to be Justin Verlander. So Justin Verlander would have his number retired for two different teams, which I know is not very common. And I kept thinking to myself, will he do it with the Astros? I don't know why he wouldn't. You know what I mean? Who? Do the Texas Rangers have an active player? Active. Who's going to have their number retired now?
I guess maybe that if, it depends on how long Corey Seager is there, because, I mean, he led them to the only World Series title that they've ever had. He was the, MVP of that World Series. So, I mean, maybe him. I don't think anybody else comes to mind. I can't see Jacob deGrom pitching long enough for him to be enshrined as a Rangers, and so probably not. I mean,
well, not Hall of Fame. Remember, their number's retired.
Yeah,
So the Rangers could do it for the Ranger Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and again, I mean, who knows if Wyatt Langford turns out to be, maybe he becomes the outfield version of what Michael Young was to the Rangers for so long, and so his number's retired. They retired Adrian Beltres and Nolan Rhines and Pudge. Johnny Oates, who got him in the playoffs for the first time. But that's a good question. Active guys, I don't know. I was looking at that Yankees list of retired numbers.
Yeah.
There's some guys that, I get it. And then there's some guys I'm like, really? I don't know. I mean, CC Sabathia was really good for the Yankees, but is he retired your number good? I don't know.
Not up to the usual Yankee standard, no.
No,
Let's
he's not
be honest,
Babe Ruth.
there's no way.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. They have so many. I'm just like, and I've been out there to Yankee Stadium a couple times in the Monument Park and out there, and it's really impressive. But there's also like, okay, I mean, and maybe it's because I'm not as old as some people. I don't know who Elston Howard is. I mean, I just don't. That doesn't jump out at me. I mean, I know who Casey Stengel is. I was old enough to watch Reggie Jackson, but like Bernie Williams. He was really good, but retired number good. I don't know.
You're not old enough to know all these people. That kind of makes me chuckle just a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, I'm 57, so I don't remember watching Lou Gehrig. But I know he deserves his number retired, and so does Jolton Joe DiMaggio. But I don't know about some of the other folks. Obviously Babe Ruth, and for that matter, I mean, we watched Derek Jeter. I watched him as a rookie in 1996, and I watched him his whole career. Yeah, he certainly deserves his number retired.
Yeah, I was thinking about Astros that are active, and like Altuve and Verlander.
Yeah,
Altuve's
Altuve,
a lock.
sure.
That's a lock. They could retire it today, and no one would argue. And let him keep playing with a retired jersey. It'd be fine. No one would complain with any honor you want to give Altuve. Verlander, Yeah, because he was like 7 years, I think. His first Astros World Series. No doubt he was a leader on that team. I mean, if he accepts it, that's going to happen. You sure wish that Yordan Alvarez would, but it probably won't play enough games to qualify.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just has. I mean, he has when he's in the lineup, he does. I mean, he's scary good, but yeah, you just wonder if he's going to be able to stay healthy enough.
Carlos Correa, if he would stay healthy over the next, does he need another 5 years? Like, what keeps Carlos Correa out?
And he's part of that whole youth movement that formed a dynasty for them. So I would have no problem seeing his number retired.
I could see that. It's just weird where when I didn't see his name on there, I wasn't like shocked and outraged, but also didn't question why not. And like either decision I think is right, but I don't know why I don't have a definitive, because normally I always, I'll have an opinion on anything. Why not? Right. But with Correa, I didn't either way.
Who's your favorite Astro retired number?
Man, I don't know what all of them are, but look, maybe it shows the age or Killer Bees. I always loved all the Killer Bees.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. My favorite was Craig Biggio. I love the way he played.
I loved Biggio. I loved Bagwell. Man, I thought Derek Bell was pretty cool. I mean, I love the Killer Bees. It was a fact.
Yeah. And I guess, does Nolan Ryan have his number retired in Anaheim?
Yes, I think Nolan Ryan has his number retired in every park because either he played for you or he beat up one of your players.
No, I don't think he was retired with the Mets.
No, it has to be.
You think?
Let's see. Hold on, I'm Googling now. Nolan Ryan number retired.
Man, I know he's retired for the Rangers and Astros.
Retired which teams? Because that's just missed opportunity. Let's see. It looks like it's only 3. I'll get all of them here.
Angels.
Man, I click and now it takes me to this one. Teams, highlights. Okay, see, now this gets hard. I thought I had it Googled easily, but I'm not. And the Astros, Rangers, Angels. There you go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, sorry.
He wasn't. I mean, he really wasn't that good with the Mets. I mean, he was like.
It's Nolan Ryan. He doesn't have to be good. You just get your payday on it.
That's one of my favorite documentaries, The Facing Ryan. I love that documentary. I could watch that over and over and over again.
So you being a Rangers fan, are you going to make your way out to Globe Life on a Nolan Ryan bloody T-shirt jersey night?
No, I would love to, but I think it's a weeknight. The thing that they do with those giveaways is they always have huge crowds on the weekend anyway, and so they make them on the weeknights most of the time. So it makes it very difficult for someone like me who, going to drive 3 hours and 3 hours back. So it's just a long night. So probably not, but I love the giveaway. I think it was whoever came up with that deserves a real nice little raise there because that has gotten national attention.
You run Miramont. Can't you just be like, I'm sick for the whole week. I won't be at Globe Life.
They know me too well. They'll like put a tracker on my phone and say, "Oh, he's at the ballpark."
Did you see that the Rangers' top prospect Sebastian Walcott? Basically, it's a lost season already. He's out 5 to 6 months.
Yeah, yeah, it's so typical, I guess, of the Rangers. And like we've talked about before, I mean, it's do or die mode now for both the Rangers and Astros because they have no farm system to speak of, neither one of them. I mean, it's just like they're both so woefully near the bottom. And the ridiculous thing is the Dodgers have the number 1 farm system of all Major League Baseball. Give me a break.
So they can develop anything they need, but they also could trade. Let's say they have a rash of injuries.
Yeah.
They can trade for anything they need with their minor league system. It's so ridiculous.
Yep, I agree. It's the rich get richer, right?
Yep. Sebastian Walcott, 19 years old. He's the only top 100 prospect in the system for the Rangers. Elbow surgery, going to miss 5 to 6 months. Internal brace was placed on his right elbow. And again, this isn't supposed to be tragic, but it will be a lost season. Dude, you're a big MLB fan. Have you been watching any of the tape, videos, highlights of the ABS system and work so far in spring training?
Yeah, I have, and it's been pretty darn interesting because a lot of the calls are like less than 0.1 percentage of an inch. Like, I mean, it's just almost barely touching the box, but it's not quite touching the box, and so it's really been pretty fascinating to see how some of these. I mean, and I love the umpires. I can't remember the one who said it, but he said it yesterday, and he said, "Yeah, it's great being corrected all the time by technology. It's like my wife." Living with my wife, but at least the new system doesn't bring up mistakes I made in 2019, 14. So I thought that's pretty good sense of humor right there.
That is. And okay, the problem when we're watching these clips, if you watch on Twitter, X, YouTube, or wherever you get highlights from, is you see them and you think it's all the time, but it's almost like when you see the grade on umpires, right?
Right.
He misses 3. A, you only get to challenge 3. What if they were graded by ABS on every pitch? I would love to see that scorecard. B, you're not seeing all the ones he got right. So we'll have data. You know there's people that'll grade every pitch, like umpire scorecard Twitter X that we get to see. I don't know if you look at that. I look at that daily in season. We'll have a better feel for how this works. I know there was one that I call the high point of comedy, but there was an umpire, I don't know what day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He was challenged on 5 straight pitches. He was overturned on 5 straight pitches.
That's pretty funny. And this just happened, the spring training game?
Yeah. Like I said earlier this week somewhere. And look, it's spring training, and I don't think you'll have 5 challenges in the regular season. I don't think we could see it happen because it's a very watered down version of the regular season.
You know what? It's actually because, I mean, with Angel Hernandez not around anymore, I mean, he was the worst of the worst. I mean, that guy was so bad.
He was guessing.
Oh, man, he was guessing. And then some of his misses were so ridiculous. I mean, like 2 feet outside the strike zone. What are you doing? I don't know. I saw the meme. It said, it was like somebody's cell phone. It said, missed call, missed call, missed call.
Yeah.
And they were all from Angel Hernandez. It said, you know, missed call, missed call, missed call.
I kind of chuckle. I've seen that one too. Something else I wanted to share with you from the Major League Baseball universe. It was ESPN.com. They're Major League Baseball analytics people, and they ranked every Major League Baseball offensive lineup. A, B, C, D, F scores, and there's plus and minuses, and the categories hit, patience, power, base running, durability, depth versus right-handers versus left-handers, the number of stars, and how many holes they had. So pretty comprehensive. Where would you rank the Texas Rangers offense on 1 through 30? 30 teams in MLB.
I mean, are they going off of last year, or are they going off of, like, projected?
Projected.
If they're going off of last year, I would say in the low 20s. But I think if you got Seager healthy, and I think that, I saw some analytics about how they really expected a great bounce back from Jock Peterson. Not great, but get back to where he is normally. And, I think they're going to be a much more contact oriented team without Adolis Garcia and with Brandon Nemo and without Marcus Semien. So I'm going to guess that they would be 19 or 20.
All right. According to ESPN, and here's the starting lineup. Top 3, Nemo, Langford, Seager. Heart of the order will be Peterson, Berger, Young. Bottom 3 is Smith, Jansen, and Carter. So that is, the Rangers batting order. They have them coming in at number 16, dead middle of the league. Their lowest score is durability and stars. Their durability is a D. F's the only grade lower, obviously. And they only got a score of 1 for actual stars in the lineup. They're better against right-handers with a B-, and the lineup is a C against left-handers. And their highest grade was the patience category at a B+.
I think that's because the addition by subtraction, so to speak, without Garcia and without Semien, who struck out so many times last year. So we'll see. I mean, they're really counting on a bounce back year. They just need Berger to be who he was in Miami. They just need, Seager. He's not going to stay healthy. I mean, we talked about Yordan Alvarez. Seager's not going. He's not going to be there the whole lineup. So you're going to have to figure out how to get along stretches without him. But I really, if Josh Young can bounce back, then that's going to be a huge thing. And I think Smith is going to be, he would have been an all-star last year based on his first half if he'd have played a position. But he didn't. He changed positions every single game, and he was so versatile that his batting average and his defensive numbers were all good enough to be an all-star last year. But he didn't get anything from the players because he didn't have position. So with him having that second base position this year, it'll be really interesting. One, to see if he can keep that up. Two, can he keep it up under the constant strain of you're the starter every day at second base?
I'll give you the quick version of the Houston Astros, okay? They come in at 13, which is a little above the average, nothing special. And their lowest grades, there's two of them where they got a D-. Base running is a D-, and patience is a D-. And you know what kills me about that? The whole secret sauce for the the Astros dynasty was patience. They worked pitchers to depth. Their secret was working counts deep. And it wasn't always even working walks, but they brutalized pitchers. They got deep into bullpens. And that's like, it's not just the age and the health and everything, but that one category of patience is almost the secret to why the Astros offense has dropped off so far. Their strongest category is a B+ on hit. They could still hit, but I'll read this to you from their description. Paper thin, slow, overly aggressive, and depending on batting average is their description of the Astros offense.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's fair or not. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Christian Walker's certainly been a disappointment, hasn't he? I mean, he was he was not good last year, right? I mean, he just wasn't there. I mean, Pena's a really solid player. And then you just got to keep Correa and Alvarez in the lineup and that's the question with them. Can they keep? That's the question with every team, right? Can they stay healthy?
And by the way, we have to take a timeout. But the Seattle Mariners, winners of the AL West last year, and barely the favorites this year, the number 4 offensive lineup in this grading system.
That surprises me. That really does, because I mean their pitchers are so good. I don't know. That surprises me.
Me too. And maybe that just signals a change.
I don't think there's any way that Cal Raleigh can have the same kind of year as he did last year.
They account for it. They acknowledge that. It's not possible to have, it's not normal to have back-to-back historic seasons. Yeah,
and I don't know. Julio Rodriguez is when he's on, he's really, really good. But he can get off pretty quickly, too. So, he's outstanding outfielder. He's got great upside, but he hadn't shown me that he can do it consistently yet.
Rusty, grab a timeout, come back. Let's go maroon and white.
Let's do it.
Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author, hanging out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. If you ever need a metal building, a custom metal building from the ground up, go check out d4landservices.com. d4landservices.com. This is the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show from inside the Charles Schwab studio. Woo! Fun is allowed and sports are fun. Weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. The Louie Bellina Show. Let's head back out on the D4 Land Services hotline and hang out with Rusty Burson. He is an Aggie historian. He is an author. And Thursdays we get to hang out with him. Rusty, Aggie basketball last night, Arkansas, just the simplest of things. It just wasn't happening. Arkansas made a run. A&M made a run. Arkansas made a bigger run. Aggies hung in there at the half just by a fingernail. And Arkansas comes out after the half, makes a run. A&M got within 4, 13 straight buckets, drive home safely.
Yeah, it was not surprising. I was thinking about it. I've seen so many A&M teams play in Fayetteville, and in my lifetime that I've been watching the Aggies, I think I've seen 5 wins in Arkansas, and that goes back to the 70s. And it's a house of horrors. It's a very, very tough place that A&M has, historically been very, very difficult to win, and so I wasn't surprised. I was pretty excited when they cut it to 4. They got absolutely nothing from Ruben Dominguez, and that's disappointing. I mean, he only played 13 minutes. I don't blame him. I mean, 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 2. He got 2 really good looks, 3-point range, just wasn't there. And Zach Clemens was fantastic last night. I mean, 11 of 14, 3 of 6 from 3-point range. He was really, really good. But I just didn't have enough firepower. So, I told my wife, when I got home last night, she goes, "Well, how do you feel about the game?" I was like, "Well, I don't think we have a chance, really." She said, we don't have a chance. And I said, well, I mean, yeah, puncher's chance for sure, but a lot of things are going to have to go right for A&M to win in Arkansas. A lot of things. I mean, we got to get some bounces our way, and we got to need a real big advantage at the free throw line, and I mean, all those things, they just didn't happen. I mean, and Arkansas was really good, and I knew they were going to be good, and they're especially good at home. They've only lost home one time this year, and there's a reason for that, right?
I tend to oversimplify, but I'm okay with that because I think people tend to overcomplicate. So I don't mind being on the opposite side of that storyline. I can't wait for Bucky ball to get to a point that if any player in any game against any opponent goes off for 29, you're 100 for 100.
Yeah. And I believe eventually they're going to get there.
So do I.
And so, like I've said all year, this is the worst team that Bucky's going to have here at Texas A&M. And so I did appreciate the announcers last night. They were talking about that, regardless what happens the rest of the year, Bucky should be the SEC Coach of the Year. And I totally agree. And I don't know if he's going to get that love just because, I mean, most of these voters just look at the end of the year and they're going to give it, to who
first place coach.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's going to be Golden at Florida more than likely. But and Golden has done a wonderful job. He's quite annoying, but he has done a wonderful job.
Sorry, that's funny.
I've got to give him his due, right? Because he took a team that wasn't that good at the start of the year, and he's made them really Final Four caliber. So they're not losing games. I was actually surprised last night when I turned on TV and Texas was tied with them in the second half. Man, Florida just put it away late.
Yeah, these S tier, A tier teams, they just have that gear, 13 straight, or they finish the last 10 minutes outscoring you 20 to 8, and they remember your weakness. They studied when they thought they were in control, and they'll let you go on these runs, and they just remembered what the game was about. But they have that gear to do that.
And last night I didn't count that as a possibility. So, and it still needs to go 2-1. And they can start Saturday by taking care of business at home. I think the last game of the year on the road at LSU is very, very, very winnable. I think Kentucky at home on Tuesday night, very, very winnable. And obviously, I think A&M's already beat Texas in Austin, and they've already doubled up Oklahoma. If they could double up Oklahoma, Texas, and LSU, I mean, there's 6-year wins right there, and so that's still all there for the taking. And quite frankly, if they were to go 3-0 and finish 22-9 and 12-6, I mean, that would be an incredible season. And if they go 2-1, that's, to me, it's still going to get you in, no question.
The way you said it, like 2-0 LSU, 2-0 Texas, 2-0 Oklahoma, the teams you had to play twice anyway. It reminds me, and I talked about this much earlier in the year through the halfway mark. Lenardi, before SEC play started, kind of had 4 SEC teams on the bubble, and it was those 4 teams: A&M, Texas, LSU, and OU. And I just, again, oversimplifying, figured there'd be 2 in, 2 out, right? And A&M, without being able to beat a top 25 team, because it looks like they're going to end the year without beating a top 25 team.
Right.
Well, if they sweat the bubble, that's how you do it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's very simple, again, and I know there's other permutations and options, but the path they took is don't take a bad loss. The path they took is sweep the teams underneath you, and they didn't beat any above them, and they took care of business kind of. You're very, very workmanlike.
Yeah, and that win at Georgia is looking better and better and better.
Oh,
I mean, when Georgia beat Texas, that's significant. And Georgia's kind of bubble team now too, because they're 19-9 and they're fighting for a 500 or more. But that, to me, that one and the win in Austin are probably the two best A&M has this year.
Because I blame Auburn, who is screwing up that Auburn win.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I think A&M is a better team than Kentucky from what I've seen of Kentucky. They're, they got the same record, and these next two games are really critical because, Texas, they'd won 5 in a row before they lost 2 in a row. And so, both these teams are going to be very, very hungry on Saturday. And I hope Reed is rocking. I hope they sell a lot of maroon shirts and not very many burnt oranges. I don't like that burnt orange. It's something that does it to my blood pressure. It's like my doctors told me it's not good for my blood pressure. So,
your doctor's wise.
Exactly. My doctor is very, very wise.
Sorry, your doctor is wise. Oh, I got a text message for you. It's from Jim in Temple. It's from the Texas Mobile and Lube Express inbox. And he said, as a Rangers fan, hope they get Josh Young to shorten his swing. He's got to realize he's no longer playing in that windy Lubbock bandbox. And that's from Jim in Temple.
Well, he's got to be, exactly. I totally agree, Jim. And he's got to be more patient, and he's got to go the opposite field. And he's just got to do a lot of things and can't press. He pressed so much last year because he started so slowly, and he just never got out of that. And quite frankly, they need him. He was an all-star third baseman in 2023, and that's part of the reason they won the World Series. So
what?
He's a key piece of that. So I know he's got it in him, but he doesn't need to feel like he needs to carry that team. And I felt like last year he looked like he was trying to do way too much.
How excited, final thought here, how excited are you to see Aggie baseball with the big test this weekend, facing them in between number 1 UCLA and, of course, Arizona State over the weekend?
Oh, I'm very excited. I want to see, who this team is. I still don't know offensively who they are. Are they the team that struggled so much to score runs against Penn in the first 2 games, or are they the team that, has busted out like 25 runs against Lamar? I also want to see, if Aiden Sims can be as good as he has been against, legitimate teams. And Shane Sadeo, those 2 guys have been really good. And, to a degree, Weston Moss has too. So I want to see that pitching against top, competition. And, man, I just know, you talk about trying to do too much. It seems like Bear Harrison is due, isn't he? That guy knows a lot better hitter than what he's been. And so I hope he can get out of his own head.
I heard Michael earlier this morning. He was on with Richard Zane, Texags Live, and he explained something. Yes, his batting average is low, but his OBP is like 480 or something. Like, he'd like to get more batting average, and we'd like more batting average. You'd like more batting average, but take a look at his OBP, and I think he said it's like 489. It was something.
It's 481. I'm looking at it right now.
Right. Isn't that rather insane?
Yeah, he's been hit by 5 pitches this year.
So
that's crazy.
We can complain about his batting average, but if the dude's getting on base 48% of the time, it's all good. It's all good.
That's higher than Travis Chestnut. It's higher than Gavin Hovick. It's higher than Nico Pardita on base percentage. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's higher than Caden Terrell.
He's doing his job as a hitter. He's getting on base.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't looked at that until you said it. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, so
you should have a talk show.
Who?
You.
Nah, it's not worth it, man.
Yeah, really. I think you should consider it.
I'm an idiot. I'm a homer. I'm a hater. There's no point in crazy talk like that. Rusty, go be awesome. Enjoy the games of the weekend, whether you're a softball, baseball, basketball fan, or whatever. Man, I'll check in with you next Thursday.
Sounds good, buddy. Take care.
Later, dude. Rusty Burson hanging out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. Get your land fixed up, get your land cleared, get your land excavated. You need forestry, mulching, pond construction, a metal building. Go check out d4landservices.com. d4landservices.com. This is the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on the Zone. When we return, the sprint. I don't know if we have to run. I don't like running, but the push to the finish.
Home, on the road, or Omaha. You can hear Aggie baseball on the Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show, Thursday, almost but not quite done. We're going to hang out over the next 22 minutes. Got time for a text message sweep? If there's something on your mind, spit it out now. 979-693-1150. 979-693-1150. You can light up the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox. Texas Mobile and Loop Express, owned by Gabriel Garcia. 979-693-1150. Texas Mobile and Loop Express, owned by Gabriel Garcia. Some reminders, Maroon and White universe we're living in. Aggie softball tonight, 5:45 pregame on Willie 1550 and 93 Willie 1550 and RadioAggieland.com. Willie 1550 and RadioAggieland.com, and the programming service announcement. Programming service announcement. Tomorrow, Friday, Aggie softball has a doubleheader in the Texas A&M Invitational, like 4:30 and then 7. Both games, first time ever on Willie 100.9. Both games, Aggie softball tomorrow, doubleheader, 4:30 and 7, are on Willie 100.9 and RadioAggieland.com. So tell your softball friends, get that in the softball pipeline. Let everybody know. That is tomorrow, Friday. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up. So again, you can plan accordingly. Tonight, A&M women's basketball is in action, and they're looking to win 4 straight as they host Mississippi State. And A&M women's basketball, the Zone is your primary home. But for those of you that follow A&M women's basketball, you probably know we have quite a few games that are on WTAW. Also, your flagship stations, Zone, WTAW, and Willie 1550. So sometimes we have to shuffle around, and if you get the Zone newsletter, you always know the stations. If you follow the Zone on Facebook, which is Facebook/Zone1150. If you follow Zone Twitter every day, because things change, plans change, weather changes, right? We try and keep you updated. We try and get you all the info. Tonight, the A&M women's basketball game, Mississippi State trying to win 4 straight. You can listen here on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. I believe that's a 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock tip. Listen on Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. You can always listen on the Zone app. You can listen at RadioAggieland.com, and you could tell Alexa, play Zone 1150, 6:45 pregame. A&M baseball over the weekend. Down Globe Life, they play the night game, the evening game, all 3 days. And if you're not making the trip, which I could get it, it's a tough trip for some people, you can listen to all 3 games. And Va-Tech Friday night at 7, UCLA Saturday night at 7, Arizona State is Sunday night 6:30. Great test ahead, great challenge. Time to get that first, who is Aggie Baseball 2026? All the games are here on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone app, you know we want you to be able to listen however you want to listen. You can listen at RadioAggieland.com, and you can tell Alexa, play Zone 1150. So the who, the where, the what, the easiest thing in the universe I can tell you is get the Zone newsletter. Monday through Friday, you get an email. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. The email is a quick read. I mean, it's no time investment. But yet, every day, you'll know who the guests are on Texags Live. You'll know who the guests are on the Louie Bellina Show. You'll know who the guests are on Chip Howard Sports Talk each day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. You'll know if we're doing contests. You'll just know what's going on with each show in the Zone newsletter, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. But there's more. Community calendar. When there's a game on the Bryan Broadcasting family of stations, we put it in the Zone newsletter. So you don't have to memorize what station, what time, and how to listen. We tell you in the Zone newsletter. When we have contests, events, different things going on in the world, it's in the Zone newsletter, including links, so you can register and enter, and you don't have to remember anything. You know, the Money Machine just closed, I believe it was Tuesday, right? 5K. The Money Machine will open 3 more times this year. We got the Money Machine Summer Vacation, Money Machine Back to School, and Money Machine Christmas Comes Early. 5K, 5K, 15K. You don't have to look it up. You don't have to ponder and study at all. Zone newsletter will keep you up to date. We'll tell you when it opens again. And yeah. So if you want to get the Zone newsletter, be in the know, be up to date, get the links and just follow along, play along. Zone1150.com. You'll see Zone newsletter. Kind of can't miss it either. You can't miss it. It's right on the top navigation bar. You sign up, you get the newsletter, 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. There you go. Consider that my public service announcement to help you out with all the teams you love, all the contests, promotions, events we're doing on the Zone, and keep up with your favorite shows. Just get the Zone newsletter. We're going to continue effectively in the lifestyles portion of the Louie Bellina Show. Something I saw earlier, maybe yesterday, but it was earlier this week. I don't know what to make out of this. You know, today's theme has kind of been rock and roll. Johnny Cash's birthday, February 26, 1932. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees, and basically every single, the music you've heard has been from the nominee list. Is this rock and roll or is this just freaking weird? The canned water brand Liquid Death is selling their first ever music streaming urn. Listen, you heard that. Did you hear it? First ever music streaming urn, so that when you're dead and gone, your ashes can keep rocking out. It's called the Eternal Playlist Urn. They've teamed up with Spotify for it. The Eternal Playlist Urn has a built-in Bluetooth speaker in the lid, so the music plays inside the urn. I'm not a expert on the afterlife. I don't know if it works that way. Like, if the music is playing to your ashes, do we get to hear it in the great beyond? I don't have the expertise in this area. But that's how this works. Liquid Death, canned water brand, urn that uses Spotify with a Bluetooth speaker that plays the music inside the urn. They've only made 150. I'd be willing to bet they're already gone. You know, this is one hell of a Chotsky, right? If you want to check it out, liquiddeath.com/Spotify. Liquiddeath.com/Spotify. How much would you pay to I don't know, for this? Man, $495. I mean, maybe as a joke to have around or something, your man cave, I don't know. Spotify has created a free eternal playlist generator to help you build the perfect playlist for the afterlife. And what it does is it'll choose the songs for you, since you won't be here to update the list. It chooses songs based on your Spotify history. And then you'll take this survey, which answers questions. So it'll create your genome, I guess. The Eternal playlist generator for $495. That's a little outside my Chotsky joke a playlist range. Don't know where yours is, but I know $495. I'm sure there's tax on that. So a little outside of my hee range. So if that sounds cool to you, let me get that website again, liquiddeath.com/Spotify. We'll take one final break. We'll come back. We'll say bye. It is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. That's CC Electric. It is the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on The Zone.
Be in the know about the Louie Bellina Show.
In the morning, you are awakened by the twitter of a little bird.
Follow at LouieB1150. That's at LouieB1150.
Follow us on Twitter.
It is the Louie Bellina Show from inside the Charles Schwab studio. Down the stretch we come. Low cost, full service, best of all local. That is Schwab. That's Charles Schwab. That's Mark Sim, who's our local Charles Schwab agent representative. He's right here in College Station. Find him online at schwab.com/College Station. Charles Schwab and Company Incorporated, member SIPC. I did want to leave you with this. I found this a little bit interesting. The SEC and the Big Ten, they did a study. Do you know of the Texas Tech big money alum, Cody Campbell? He has put forth, and he's trying to get politicians to back him, that every conference needs to pool their rights. I'm talking about their broadcast rights. And $7 billion more could be made. That's $7 billion more for universities' athletics if they pool their rights, their TV rights. It's something, and again, he's tried to, it's a Democratic-backed bill, and I'm not playing politics on this. I'm just telling you what the story says. But Campbell and a Democrat bill in the Senate called the SAFE Act have proposed rewriting the 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act. And that Sports Broadcasting Act bars the conferences from combining their TV rights. And Campbell's push, his selling point is there's $7 billion, I guess, being left on the table. So the SEC and the Big Ten got a study put together, and a copy of the study has made the rounds. The Associated Press got a hold of it on Thursday. Well, according to the study, that ain't right. That ain't the truth. That's just not going to happen. Sankey Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti hired the FTI consulting firm, and according to the AP, okay, I don't have a copy of each page, but according to the AP, the consulting firm pokes holes in virtually all of Campbell's assumptions, including the idea that college sports could replicate NBA and NFL revenues by pooling their games. And that's the biggest one. Why? And here's the most basic version of why. When you're the NBA, it's 30 teams. When you're the NFL, it's 32. Those numbers make the pooling concept manageable. Right now, college is at 136, and Montana and Sacramento State just joined too. How much value they bring, but 136 teams doesn't make it manageable or valuable. The difference in that's the basic of why it doesn't work. Pooling 136 versus 30 and 32 does not make the value work. Combining and pooling doesn't work. Now, the funny part, Campbell is with the Big 12. So you'd hate to hear this. If the SEC and the Big 10 pooled, they could maybe make billions more. But you delude with the MAC and the Wiggity Whack and the Mountain West and the Mountain East and the Mountain North and the Mountain South and maybe even the Big 12. That's the problem. That's kind of the point to this. I mean, 30 and 32 are manageable. What is it, 18 in the Big 10 and 16? That would be 34. That would be manageable if it was just the Big 10 and SEC. So, yeah, this has been making the rounds today. The whole, basically everything Campbell said and he's selling to the politicians. And this is just the highlights of what I've seen. It's just wrong. Tomorrow, Friday, meet me back here at 11 a.m. Aggie softball beat the hell out of the Cougars. Talk to everyone tomorrow. Peace, everybody. This has been the Louie Bellina Show.
You can hear the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Presented by Polaris Fun Center. Paul Feinbaum is SEC Country, and Aggieland is SEC Country too. Join Paul weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Polaris Fun Center sells and service Polaris ATVs, Rangers, Razors, Global Electric Cars, Brutus, and the Polaris Slingshot. Polaris Fun Center, where they sell and service fun, not tractors. The voice of the SEC. And you can hear Paul Feinbaum weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone.